Even now, it always rains when the Empress comes back. I wonder what's going on in there. Hey everyone, welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode, we took a lovely Lady Shala and helped out a couple, and I took out a few unique monsters on our list. Anyway, starting off, the Crown Empress has returned. Let's see the remains of what her people were. We've had the ether plant, even though it's not immediately obvious. This is where another Havris landed, and where refugees are now residing. Nothing really of note to say in terms of being up here. But if you come down to the very edge, and if you wait around for a little bit, the rain goes away and agreed with a sunset. Now you could probably imagine why I didn't want to do this with a happy sunset. But coming down, we see an all too familiar survivor. Not you, generic face. One of the researchers survived. Talia. Hopefully you've had time to be okay.
And the sister.
Yep, and Argentus. The sister in which we messed up last episode.
And because we shipped Victor's sister, she's never going to meet Peppino.
Nope. But oh well. I think it'll be fine. Hey Talia, how's it going?
Melia, listen. I have finally finished deciphering the book. That is wonderful news. It is all thanks to Neroth and Ruthen's deciphering machine. I wish I could have shared this joy with them. I understand how you feel. What does the book say? To gain the War God strength, go to the Church of White. There you must demonstrate your power. Interesting. It is referring to Valak Mountain. Correct. This means that the true War God statue may be at Valak Mountain. I believe it is stating that the statue is at Malu's church. Can you help me? Could you go to Valak Mountain to investigate the War God statue? You know, I would do anything for Neroth and Ruthen, but I am wary after what happened the other day. I understand how you feel. Leave it to me. Even if my friends are unwilling, I'll do what I can to help.
Melia, we're okay. Shut up, Shulk. I'm trying to make a point.
It is sad that Neroth and Ruthen died without fulfilling their dream. We must complete this research both for them and for you. Thank you. I am moved by the passion you have shown for this cause. This is the perfect way to honor memory of Neroth and Ruthen.
And with that, we do get another quest, but now's not really the time. Because I think, if memory serves, it's just a generic quest, but just give me a moment, I'll have to make sure. No, it's actually Moril who wants the side quest done. So, how's it going, Moril?
Have you seen a boy called Teelan anywhere? I'm really worried. No one I know asked where he is. I've been asking people until our communications went down. He's just a little boy. I can't stop worrying about him. He must still be in Alchemoth. But there's no way I can go in there. You are all so kind. The capital's a very dangerous place right now. Please be careful. All I can do is pray that you and Teelan return safely.
Seems like we have a job to do. But if I were to say now, if we were to go to the affinity chart, these NPCs don't have a lot of development to them. But it always makes you feel a bit sad how they're no longer around. No. It's just a quick jab to the heart that you don't really think about. And you know what? They are charming in some way that it makes the impact matter somewhat. So good on you, Monolith, for making something so minuscule, but something impactful at the same time, though. But I agree. Let's honor their last wishes. Make sure that they didn't go to waste. The hell was that? Game, you obviously did not like that. Shut up, Jokins.
1991.
Well, these are some fine warriors if I've ever seen them.
Mm-hmm.
So much so, they just let us pass like nobody's business. You can probably say I have Imperial sanction to enter. What? A bit too close to home? I think so. But as Melia showed in the Tyrea episode, I have duties in which we must perform. And I know we talked a lot about Melia during this series, but this is something that I can really appreciate with her as a character. Whether it's during the main game or for the end game or just side quests thereafter, it keeps up this story arc for her, how she always needs to develop as a person and prepare herself for the line. This is no different. She's entering churches and seeing how here we're not ready. Ancient insignia. I think we need to go to the next step. I think it's time for Melia to prove herself. Back where the fake war god statue is, and back where we face the indomitable Dalton, and proxy these things. It was Dunban's time last episode, but now I think it's Melia's time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could just leave us alone in peace, thank you very much, good sir. Here we have another Hyentia. This place looks kind of fancy. Dare I say, royal almost. Scarlin, what have you got to say? Oh, is it you? The Hyentia used to hold an imperial ceremony here. Did you know that? This is royal. Beep boop. I did not think you knew. The tradition died out long ago, so it's hardly common knowledge. A friend in the Mystery of Records told me while I was drinking. That's a good start. He has changed into a telepathy now, though. Anyway, regarding the ceremony, it requires 4 radiants scattered around the world. I believe them to be in places with links to my people. Ceremony was conducted at the emblem over there. When it was over, they would be granted something important. That's all I remember. Coming to this place reminded me of the ceremony, you see? I'm only telling you because I think you may be able to do it. Will you give it a try?
I've heard of the old Imperial ceremonies. I wonder what they were like. As a Hyentia, I would certainly like to try it and see.
I too am intrigued as a fellow Hyentia, but I am unable to travel around the world as you can. So, will you do it? I just said I would. And trust me, when the awards are question mark, you know you've hit something special. I do not know what is granted when a ceremony is performed, but it must be truly special. I know you will succeed. Generic beep boop response. Similar to how Tyrea was conceived in the special ceremony of the Bionite Order, the same was said with the Imperial family. And seems like we are doing it the right way this time. So, if you remember, like way back when we first came to the marsh, we had to get certain emblems or certain shiny trinkets in order to grant passage to Magna Forest. This proves the same thing. This is a bigger deal, and you can imagine it to be a bigger challenge. So we're gonna spare you time traveling around. I am just going to show you where these trinkets are. I just love how it just comes full circle, granted access to what was once the Hyentia homeland. or part of it, to now being the leader of the High Enter as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Melia, after what she's been through, is more than up to the task. So, let's begin. Starting off not too far from where we began, in one of the similar areas, Mist Radiant is your first step. Next one, you gotta go outside of the marsh. And while we're on topic of proving ourselves to royalty, let's go back to the Doom, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully under better circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not too far out from where we began. Here is the Imperial Radiant. I'm just going to take a guess in saying that it dropped during the Telethia fight.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like on an Imperial Guard, and these guys don't quit.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know they're always on duty. But as you arrive, we get the Ocean Radiant. I'd just like to imagine our dad left that for us in secret.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are at weirdly named Harriet Chapel. I only just noticed that. Through the story, ours called the Osse Tower, but yet it's only in that cutscene in which it's called Osse Tower. Something tells me the script writers weren't talking to the map designers. Who knows? But something you'll notice straight away is that there's no immediate Havras saying that there's high-end refugees here. But there are, and people survived. And in the place after Monado was the Snow Radiant. Well, these guys don't have anything to fear since Xander's not around anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess with that, we're all done. We've seen things, and we've seen what's happened to some of our people. Let's take the mantle and prove ourselves once and for all. Before going on, I recommend you have some kind of debuff resist on you. I've gone with Melia, who's had that sudden change of choose. But ignoring that, let us go. And let's put in the adulthood emblem. At the ripe age of 86, Melia has finally become an adult. Not before we take out this guy. Here we have the Resident Pedrix. My god, at a quarter of a million HP, this guy is a big boy and can be dangerous, because for starters, he has a bind spike, which is not good. But if you're not a stickler for positioning from the character, then I don't think you'll need to worry.
That's where Shulk doesn't shine.
Nope. But Shulk is here because we need to take care of Melia.
Let's give it our all.
Starting off though, we have a vision of his talent art, Epicor 8.
Let's give it our all. I apologize for being an inconvenience.
So, this is where bind does not help you in any way, shape, or form. Crap. Shulk.
You need party gauge.
I know. I was just gonna say, sorry, Shulk, you're on your own. Yep, that is a knockback attack. Not good. Also has Roar, which can slow you down, and Gore, which is a single attack, which can knock you back, and Blazing Flare, which could only cause Blaze. So what this guy likes to do is hinder you movement-wise, and then pile on you. But again, if you have coverage for those kind of things, you're pretty much okay. Without a big move pool, he's not really that bad. But this is not about taking on a challenge. This is about Melia proving herself, and after all she's been put through, I think she's proved more than enough. So, while everyone else is depressed, hey Shulk, now you know how it feels. But if I need to, I shall give Shulk his time in the sun. Just take a good distance. I was gonna help you feel useful, Shulk, but alright, I guess killing it works too. That now, we get the High Enter Emblem. And Melia gets a level up on top of that. And, as always, Quest's exclusive enemy drops a silver chest. Sky Jewel, Spike Defense, which we'll happily take.
I find that ironic.
And Glacial Arms. With that quest all done and dusted, now I think we can open more doors with our newly achieved status. As an adult now, I can officially open physical doors. You can only open doors if you are an adult. Children, no. But arriving here first wasn't so bad. We get a good fast travel point out of it, and 3 exclusive guards at the same time who dance in place on our command. But for now, no prompt needed. It recognizes the true ruler. So let's go in, have a look at the place. Honestly, minus the lighting, this doesn't feel all too different compared to at the High Enter Tomb. It definitely makes you feel like this is definitely part of Melia's lineage, of which she's entitled to. But as we go down, still nothing here. We're definitely going further down. So it's almost like a tomb. How fitting. Melia's been awfully morbid when it comes to tombs.
I'm surprised that mud squirrel isn't dead, because it's essentially been trapped in there.
Well, unless it can jump, it feels fine. As Ansel comes to greet us. Thanks, buddy.
I was expecting it to be level 80 or something.
You are irrelevant, and seeing how you bang your head against the wall also pretty stupid. But this looks pretty good if you ask me. And pretty too.
This statue has a different glow to the one in Alchemoth.
And if you see that, you have a slow boss here. But if you look, you have a ledge in which you have access to. And you can jump. And you can jump off. And still be okay. And the fight immediately ends. You don't need to worry about further ambush. That is the first quest surprise enemy in which you can skip by option. There's no quest text saying it must be killed. You can just simply leave it be. Sometimes being a true leader is to pick your battles. This is not one in which we need.
I knew that guy was gonna spawn, but he still surprised me anyway.
Like I said, this is another case of us being scared by a game. And when you're not a horror game, you can get some scares out of us, then hey, you're doing something right, game. On the ruins of the Imperial capital, we have returned as a woman. And here's your research, Talia.
Me.
You're back. What did you find? It looked the same as the statue in Alchemoth, but it was strange. It was a different color from the other war god statues I've seen. Then what color was it? It had a silver body with gold wings. Excellent. That is a true form of the war god. Those in other places are replicas created by followers of the faith. They are completely white. Perhaps the white stems from the connection to Valak Mountain. Perhaps. But the statue with gold wings is the original, isn't it? It must be. Valak Mountain is where the war god faith originated. But there are no Hyanti living there. It's far too cold. It is difficult to believe, but could it have been the Chilkin? They too have wings. I do not think so. The statue's wings more resemble ours. The book refers to Velok Mountain, but it does not give more detail. Could it be possible that there was no snow there in the distant past? Maybe. Perhaps it was possible for Hyantia to live there long ago. That would make sense. The sealed tower and door there seem to be of Hyantia making. It must have been because the biomes moved in the past. That could have made the climate uninhabitable for the Hyantia. A fascinating supposition. So Velok Mountain is where the war god faith originated then. Sorry, I'm being loquacious.
Surprisingly, not one of Melia's skill trees.
This is all very fascinating, but I have to go now. We must continue our journey. I understand. Thank you for your help. I owe much to the passion and drive you displayed. You have done a great deed for Neroth, for Ruthen, and for me. I am overjoyed to have finished my research. Think nothing of it. It is my duty as member of the Imperial family. Huh? Oh, nothing. It is the duty of survivors to pass on our Hyantia heritage. Let us speak again when the world is at peace. Until then, I shall be researching the snowfall on Velok Mountain. I cannot wait to get started.
There we are. And Media Staff and Tal and Boost 5. This is very worth your time. As well as Passion being leveled up. And the upper Bionis. Again, well worth your time. But in case you didn't know, Passion is the final part of Melia's skill tree, which improves Aether, which makes Melia even more of a force to be reckoned with. I find it very fitting. Her biggest trait is also the one in which is last to master. She still has a bit of a development, but she's finally a woman now. I will say though, it is kind of tragic. Most of the Hyantia here now will never know that the person helping them out was the Empress all along.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe someday we can rebuild that capital. But we still got a long way to go. So, now guys, I think we'll call things here. So, if you like Melia's development, which you should, be sure to like it. If you didn't like it, well then, poor Melia. And she feels ashamed. But if you want to subscribe to see more content like this, then be sure to subscribe, ring the bell, or whatever YouTube wants to do these days. And thank you all for your time, and we'll see you next episode. They'll fix it. Even after all this, it still rains when Melia's there. I wonder what's going on in there. Hey everyone, welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Let's do that again, shall we? And pick the right game. My god. Good start.
Blooper.
I ruined the somber start.